Welcome to our defense briefing program. I am your host, Liang Jun. Today, we dive into the heartbreaking aftermath of an airstrike in Beirut, where a whole neighborhood has been devastated, leaving families mourning the loss of loved ones. With over 1,900 lives lost in Lebanon due to intensified military actions, the human cost of this conflict is staggering. In another part of the world, the BRICS summit unfolds with Vladimir Putin expressing a willingness to improve relations with the US, but only if Washington is open to it. Despite the ongoing isolation due to the Ukraine war, the summit aims to explore economic cooperation among member nations and establish alternatives to Western financial systems. Lastly, on a brighter note, Canadian artist Douglas Coupland is set to create a stunning light display for the Gordie Howe International Bridge, connecting Detroit to Windsor. This ambitious project will feature nearly 50 lights aiming to bring the bridge to life and symbolize a strong infrastructure commitment between Canada and the United States. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage. BBC in a harrowing account from the Jan neighborhood of South Beirut, Fouad Hassan, 7 recalls the devastating airstrike that obliterated his community. Sitting on his balcony, he was unprepared for the sudden chaos when a missile struck his children's home nearby, leaving him gasping for air amid the smoke. The destruction was catastrophic, with entire buildings reduced to rubble and the remnants of lives scattered among the debris. Tragically, Fouad lost his granddaughter, Alaa, who was just 3 months away from her wedding, and his grandson lies in a coma. As he walks through the wreckage, he is met with the sorrowful faces of neighbors, mourning their own losses, including young children who used to greet him with joy. The Israeli military claims to target Hezbollah, but the human cost is indiscriminate, with over 1,900 lives lost since the escalation began. Deutsche Welle at the recent BRICS summit in Kazan, Russian President Vladimir Putin expressed a cautious openness to improving relations with the United States, contingent upon a reciprocal willingness from Washington. The summit, attended by leaders from over 36 countries, aimed to position BRICS as a counterbalance to the US-led global order, particularly in light of Russia's isolation due to its ongoing war in Ukraine. While Putin welcomed discussions on peace in Ukraine, he faced criticism for the summit's timing amidst the conflict. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres' visit to Russia was met with backlash from Ukraine, as he reiterated that Russia's invasion violated international law. The summit also focused on enhancing economic cooperation among BRICS nations, exploring alternatives to Western financial systems, although Putin clarified that no new joint system was currently being developed. CBC Canadian artist Douglas Coupland is set to illuminate the Gordie Howe International Bridge, $4 billion infrastructure project connecting Detroit to Windsor, Ontario, selected through a competitive bidding process. Coupland plans to use nearly 50 white lights to create a dynamic light display that aims to make the bridge feel alive. Known for his previous works, including a memorial for the War of 1812 and the Northern Lights installation on Calgary's Telus Sky Tower, Coupland views this as his most significant public art endeavor. Reflecting the bridge's modernity and strength, the final concept will be revealed next year, ahead of the bridge's opening in September 2025, with public consultations planned to gather community input on the design. Associated Press reports that the Pentagon has taken the unusual step of refuting misinformation circulating on social media, which falsely claims that association claims that troops have been authorized to use force against American citizens during the upcoming election. This misinformation by figures like former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. misinterprets a recent Defense Department policy revision. Pentagon spokeswoman Sue Goff emphasized that the use of force against civilians is strictly prohibited by the Posse Comitatus Act, except in self-defense situations. The directive in question, DD 5241, does not authorize lethal force against you. Citizens and was simply a routine update to align language across various policies. South China Morning Post highlights the growing concern over North Korea's potential military involvement in Ukraine, as South Korea and Ukraine accuse North Korea of deploying troops to support Russia. U.S. Secretary Lloyd Austin confirmed evidence of North Korean troops in Russia, suggesting a significant shift in North Korea's role on the global stage. Reports from South Korea's National Intelligence Service indicate that North Korean special forces are being transported by Russian naval vessels, and videos appear to show North Korean soldiers receiving uniforms in Russia. If true, this military intervention could escalate tensions not only in Ukraine but also on the Korean Peninsula, as North Korea may gain combat experience that could be used against South Korea in future conflicts. Furthermore, the implications of this alliance between North Korea and Russia could destabilize the broader East Asian region, prompting concerns over a potential shift in military dynamics and international relations. CNN delves into the contentious debate surrounding former President Donald Trump and the label of fascist. The discussion has gained traction after retired Marine General John Kelly publicly stated that Trump fits the definition of fascism, a term that evokes the ideologies of historical figures like Hitler and Mussolini. Trump, such as suggesting the use of military force against political opponents and his history of dismissing dissent within his administration, have fueled this characterization. Vice President Kamala Harris has also aligned herself with this view, indicating a growing concern among Democrats about Trump's authoritarian tendencies. While some analysts argue that Trump's behavior aligns with fascist principles, others caution against oversimplifying the comparison. The debate reflects a broader anxiety within American politics as the upcoming election approaches, with both sides employing the term fascism as a rallying cry, illustrating the intense polarization and fear surrounding Trump's potential return to power. Australian Broadcasting Corporation. In the heart of war, torn Beirut. Jadassi, a Lebanese social media influencer known for showcasing the beauty of Lebanon, now finds himself in a race against time to eat the 1.2 million displaced people affected by the ongoing conflict. The once vibrant content creator has shifted his focus from hidden waterfalls and nightlife to providing shelter, food, and clothing for those fleeing the violence. With his own family displaced and his childhood home destroyed, Jad has rallied 35 local influencers from various religious backgrounds to raise funds and deliver much-needed relief. Their efforts have already resulted in over 10 zero hot meals and essential supplies for the suffering population, highlighting a collective resilience amidst chaos. CBC. Meanwhile, in Canada, local Ukrainians are protesting the screening of the documentary Russians at War at the Windsor International Film Festival, arguing that the film, directed by Russian-Canadian filmmaker Anastasia Trofimova, perpetuates Russian propaganda and is particularly painful for Ukrainian newcomers who have experienced the horrors of war firsthand. Despite the producer's insistence that the film ultimately serves as an anti-war statement, community leaders like Carol Gimond are calling for audiences to boycott it. The festival's director emphasized the importance of audience choice in viewing films that provoke critical discussions, while tensions surrounding the film reflect the ongoing struggles and sensitivities related to the conflict in Ukraine, the Globe, and Mail in Lebanon. The situation for displaced individuals grows increasingly dire as the Israeli-Hezbollah conflict escalates, leading to a staggering number of internally displaced people, with estimates suggesting that between 800 and 2 million people have been uprooted. The country struggles to accommodate the influx of families seeking safety. Many are living in makeshift shelters. Schools are on the streets, facing hostility in areas where sectarian tensions are rising. Photographs from the war-torn streets capture the harrowing experiences of families, including children suffering from severe injuries due to airstrikes. Amidst the chaos, local markets continue to operate in a country already grappling with financial crisis, but the lack of governmental support leaves many vulnerable. The United Nations is urgently seeking aid to prevent a full-blown humanitarian crisis, as the displaced population remains uncertain about their future and when they might return home. NY Times President Vladimir Putin has seemingly acknowledged the presence of North Korean troops in Russia, marking a significant development in the ongoing conflict with Ukraine. During a conference for emerging market economies, he responded to inquiries about satellite images suggesting North Korean military presence by stating, "Images, that is something serious. If there are images, they are a reflection of something." This comment came shortly after Russia's parliament ratified a mutual defense treaty with North Korea, which Putin had signed with Kim Jong-un during his visit to Pyongyang in June. The treaty includes a clause that commits both nations to provide military assistance to each other in the event of an armed invasion. Through this ratification, Putin is reinforcing his alliance with North Korea, indicating a strategic partnership aimed at countering Western opposition. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 60O team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 60O Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals at houses, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 60O team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 60O Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website. 60O Brief, regardless of your location. You can conveniently receive 60O Brief via email.
Lights dim, voices loud, headlines flashing wild. World in a frame and now, stories told, it's time to plow. Eyes glued, truth pursued, understanding woven through. Heartbeats race breaking through, knowledge spreads the new view. Breaking the news, breaking the day, truth and insight our way. Every story, every play, live and clear we convey. Shadows lift, facts unfold, moments chasing, stories told. Heroes, villains, tales of old. In this hour, truth is gold. Depths revealed, voices bright, news in focus, black and white. Every angle sheds some light, morning, evening, through the night. Breaking the news, breaking the day, truth and insight our way. Every story, every play, live and clear we convey. Truth and insight our way. Truth and insight our way. Breaking the news, breaking the day, truth and insight our way. Every story, every play, living clear we convey. Every story, every play, and clear we convey. Truth and insight our way. Truth and insight our way. Depths revealed, voices bright, news in focus, black and white. Every angle sheds some light.